when that moment came, when I saw that acceptance letter, is when it really struck me, okay, my life might change. So that real moment was when I sat on that plane and the plane took off and there was no turning back from there.
This is it. I'm doing this.
What an emotional moment that must have been. I can't even imagine being like, this is it. My new life starts right this second. Oh, this is amazing. We were just talking about you and just saying it's very rare that you get to meet and speak to such an inspirational woman. And we are in awe of your journey, and we're thrilled that you're going to share with our listeners right now.
Thank you so much.
Really,
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well,
Thanks, Liam.
your story is one of the most powerful examples of reinvention, truly. Survival, such an inspiration for so many women. So I think that this will truly help to light maybe someone's, like a light bulb in someone's head to say, I can do this too. So I think that's such an incredible thing.
I think that's the whole point of me speaking about my story, is that I can give some kind of inspiration to people and say, I was just a common girl in India growing up like everybody else. But when you harness that inner strength and you go out and look at the world as your playground and achieve whatever you dreamed of, I think that's possible from anybody, really.
I love that. I think that's it resonates.
Absolutely.
I guess because so your background going from a very restrictive life in India, and you're very open about the story.
And not being able to work either, which is
exactly
unbelievable.
Exactly. And then building this amazing, incredibly successful wine business in Bordeaux. What was the moment that you decided I really need to change my life and see my dreams come to fruition? Was there like a light bulb moment that you could say, okay, this was it?
I think that there was one time when if I remember right, there was so much chaos in the marriage that I was in. And when I stepped out of that marriage, it was peace and calm. And I felt that I could think, I could plan my future. I was no more in survival mode. I moved from there. And there was one time when my sister came to me and she said, you have so many strengths. Why don't you note it down? And why don't you work on it? Go ahead and study something. Because as an Indian woman, I don't think I could have moved for work because I needed my husband's signature. I was a housewife. It's all about paying income taxes and so many things. At some point, my sister said, the easiest way is becoming a student and going abroad. So when I actually applied to universities and one of the university accepted me, that's the university I'm teaching, Courtney, because I'm sitting there and thinking, what if my child needs me? What if I'm 9,000 kilometers away? What if something happens? What if I have to go back? What if so many thoughts, but then I just put them all inside. I said, I have to do this. It's do or die.
Absolutely. And you know what? I can't even imagine just leaving my home country, moving to a new country by myself. It must have been very daunting and overwhelming. I know the hardest part must have been leaving your daughter behind in the care of your parents, which was obviously the responsible thing to do and the right thing to do. But what was the hardest part emotionally of that journey?
I think, like you said, that was the hardest part, leaving my daughter there and not knowing if she'll need me. And of course, my dog, my parents. I was always there for everybody when I was around. I was very well involved in my family, the day-to-day activities. I was there for everybody. So just getting me out of there, out of the whole equation, was scary for even my parents because they depended a lot on me emotionally. And when I left, they felt that. And my daughter, of course, that it was, how do we go about school? How do I go about her golf lessons? How do I go about her music? There were so many things. But that was the most toughest decision that I've had to take.
Was you, which I think for women in general is so difficult. We're always, like you said, even though you were so worried about your daughter and your parents, you said, this is my time.
Yeah, I think somewhere I had to draw the line and I had to keep that mom guilt away because as mothers, we suffer so much of that guilt. So I had to keep that away and think of a long-term plan because if I survived that till now, I could do something better with my life. And I really wanted to make up for those 12 years that I'd lost being a
Exactly.
housewife. Yeah.
Exactly.
I can't wait to ask about the wine industry because
Lauren loves
I
wine.
love my wine. I'm just
She does.
saying. I am just saying. I do. And I love the name. I have to say, Court and I were actually talking before. The name really stands out.
Yeah,
I
it's
love the
beautiful.
whole. So, correct me if I'm saying it wrong. I don't want to butcher the name. Solacanthus.
Yes, it's beautiful.
So it's the Song of the Sun. That's the name of the brand.
It's a song of the soil. As part of the soil, of course, growing wines is also about the sun, the water, the rains, the soil.
So what attracted you to study? Because I know you got your master's in wine management, correct? And you wanted to enter the wine industry. It's a very male dominated
Yeah.
industry. So bravo to you for breaking the glass ceilings and just doing your thing, girlfriend. So how did you find your voice and I guess the inspiration to launch this?
Well, I think sometimes I feel that I was a little naive getting into launching a brand because I really didn't know how much work was involved in this.
Yes.
You don't know because when you jump in, then you're trying to swim and then you really realize, okay, the shore is far away. When you don't know, then it's better, I feel, because then you start moving ahead one step at a time and you're learning. You're not close to learning. So I felt that this business was very new, still very young. And the first thing that I had to do was really create the brand. I loved wine. It came out of that passion for wine and the necessity to have something different because here in Bordeaux, you have white labels with castles on it. Very typical. And I come from India. We wear colors year long. And
Yeah.
and there's so much of art around. So I thought, why not do something really artistic and that speaks to people? And
That's
especially because consumers buy wine with their eyes first. So
100%.
I was really aiming at something like that.
It worked. It's absolutely beautiful. The brand, just everything. You've done a wonderful job. But which brings me to my next question, because so we've heard so far your journey, you got the acceptance, you went to wine school, you got your master's. After that, what did you say to yourself and what first three steps did you take to actually make your idea into an actual business? Because it's
Oh,
very
well,
hard.
yeah, you're right. First, you got to have a good product that you can drink.
Yeah,
Because if you
exactly.
don't drink it, there's no point selling it. So I needed to have a wine that I loved and I could drink and take it to the world. The second thing was creating the label itself, because creating the brand and the label, the identity for this wine, that was really challenging, but I'm happy with the results. So that was the second step. And the third step was, of course, defining your target market, which target
Mhm.
market, who will drink your wine? Why will they drink your wine? What's the story behind it? Which markets are going to be? Is it going to be US? Is it going to be India? Is it going to be China? So a lot of thought went into all of this. And yes, when I made the wine, I think when I launched it, it was February. I launched my company on February 21st, 2020. And then hell broke loose.
Oh my gosh, what a time to launch the company. My God. But that even shows so much more about your tenacity and grit that you were able to make
Yes.
it through literally the hardest time the entire world has ever gone through in our lifetime.
You're right. Yeah, thank you for that. But it was a really hard time.
Yeah.
February, I was ready with the brand. I was ready to take it out to the world. I was so happy. And there were smiles every day when I woke up. And I think by the end of February, we started hearing about COVID, and March. It was two things. My daughter was stuck in India, and the wines I couldn't go out and sell. So there were no revenues literally coming into the company.
Gosh.
And what happened was I had all these plans, I had all these dreams of the first year. The first year is so important, right? So that's when I realized, okay, things are not going my way. Let me pivot business. But I waited for a little longer because I thought this is COVID. It's a virus. It's going to go away in a couple of months. But by May, when I realized that this is not going to go away this fast, and we were hearing so many things, countries shutting down, I remember being very stressed out and troubled. I remember crying a whole night. I bawled my eyes out that
Yeah.
night. I said, "Oh my God, what is this? My daughter's stuck there. Nothing's moving forward." And the next day morning, I woke up, even more determined to make this happen, this brand happen, and this business happen. So I said, if I cannot do it this way, then I'm going to pivot my business and I'm going to try and talk about the brand. I'm going to tell people story. I can't go out selling the brand, but nobody can stop me from talking about it. So
Very
I
smart.
started talking. I started talking about it, and that's when I started getting media requests. And the first interview that I did was for Forbes, and then the second was for Decanter, and a few others followed, which was literally like giving me a card, a joker card,
Yeah.
basically. Because when I went out after that, I had the all kinds of media to present to people and saying, look, we are on Forbes, we are on, and the wine has been vouched for. Yeah, that really turned everything for me.
You know what? It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You just have to figure out how to get your brand out there. And you
Absolutely.
start
Only you as a founder can
100%.
sell
Mhm.
your passion, your
In
business.
those early days, yeah, it takes
in
the
those
founder.
early, and that's what resonates with
Mhm.
people. When you even just talking about it, you could see your face light up,
Yeah.
and you're so excited. It's
You see the passion.
you see the passion, and people feel
That's right.
they feel that energy. So that's extremely important. I think and it shows that in a really hard time that you moved forward. You were like, screw this COVID. I'm going to make my
Exactly.
dream come to fruition. And you did. And that's an amazing accomplishment, an amazing feat. And you did it without your daughter
Gosh, yeah.
being with you. I got goosebumps. That's so difficult, but you made it through. You did it.
And that is the message here. You made it through. It's not so easy, but you can make it through these obstacles in your journey, whether you're a mom
Yeah.
or a mogul or a mom and a mogul. There's ups and downs, and you just got to fight through it.
A lot of
As women, like you said, right? Women, mothers. When you become a mother, basically you become that, you have that resilience because you're carrying your baby for so long. You are figuring out caring for the baby, even when, she or he's in the stomach. And there's so much that you do. And then you build resilience when your body is changing. And every mother, every woman has this, and you're multitasking. So you're used to all of that. And eventually in life, when you have these challenges that come your way, they become a little smaller when you compare yourself to that mother that you were, nurturing your child, making sure they walk, making sure they don't fall down, making it all comes with that. And I think
Yeah.
motherhood is so beautiful. You're never prepared for it, but when you become a mother, that's when you realize your strengths.
That's right. It's so
True.
being a mom is very empowering. It's just everything. I still feel like my kids are older now. My baby is graduating high school, and I just feel like I look at them still like they're 5, 3, and 2, little ones running around the house. They're like, Mom, thanks, we're good.
You always see them as babies.
That's
I mean, it's like
Oh,
my son has a mustache. He's mom, real. He's 6 feet,
oh,
6 feet tall. It
That's
is
quick.
weird. It goes so fast.
right. My daughter is like 18 and a half right now. And
wow.
never.
You get it.
Yeah.
They're right there. Always your babies.
You know what? My next question, real quick, Nam, I wanted to ask you, since we're talking about women, moms, empowerment, what message would you want women to feel when they hear your journey or read your book? Yes, your book. Hello.
Your
The most
book?
important part of this whole
Yeah,
thing.
I know. Just add that to the list of accomplishments. You're just an author too.
Exactly. It's an amazing book. That's a bestseller. It's doing amazing. And you know what? Let's touch on the book quick.
Yes.
Nam, what made you write a book?
Courtney, this is in 2019. I was just sitting and having tea one evening, and I was looking at my life as a third person. I was looking at it saying, oh my God, I've lived all this life, and I've had the most amazing life after I came to France, going into this castle where I lived for 5 months. There's so many anecdotes that I have listed in the book. And discovering my freedom, watching the sunset over the wines, and discovering this whole beautiful culture. And this culture is completely different from what I had experienced in India, which is more tradition, which has more traditions, more patriarchy, more. It's beautiful. India is such a beautiful country, and the people are very warm and nice. But when it comes to patriarchy over the years, it's been embedded in the society, unfortunately. Things are changing. It's going to happen soon. But when I looked at these two aspects of my life, and I looked at it at a very cinematic and a very book level and said, I must write a book, but what if this book can help somebody else? What if they can pick up this book, read this book, and then say, if she can do it, I can do it, right?
That's right.
So the point of writing this book was that, and COVID really was a gift to me, unfortunately or fortunately for a lot of people, even though it was a tough time, it gave me time to really sit and write without distractions, without anything. And if I had my daughter come in here and if I had been out selling the brand, this book would have never happened.
Absolutely.
So that year gave me the time, and then I went out to find an agent, which was really hard. Oh my God, it was slow. It took a couple of years, and then I had my agent, and then I was elated, and then I signed with the publisher, and now the book is out. So I'm so excited about it.
You know what? I love the name Vineyard Melody. How did you come up with that name?
Thank you. In fact, it was my agent who came up with this name. My book was called Two Lives, One Journey and Wine, which was long, a lot of other things. My agent said, no, it's too long. You need to have a single word or 2 words max. So she came up with this, and I said, fine. I was thinking, how will the whole picture come together? But then we had the mandala that one of my friends suggested you should go with a mandala for the book cover. And when I looked at the book with the name and the design, I said, oh, wow, this is perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah. So this was, a lot. It took a lot of time in the making. Took a lot of people who helped me put this together, from even just friends and family, immediate friends reading it and saying, this is good. You have to go, and giving it that stamp, and then making sure that I went ahead. And then really people from the industry come in and help structure the book. Karina Levite helped me a ton. And Sharon Kiza Holmes, she helped me a ton. And and eventually getting the book out. And my agent, my publisher, I'm very happy with however this has panned out. And I think you see it in my smile.
And you know what I just want to say real quick is that I've been a writer for my whole career, and I would still find it intimidating sitting down and writing a book. I can write a story, an interview, but sitting down and writing about my life, I don't know if I could do it. It's
It's
very hard.
really courage to
Yeah.
really share, and
To be
I think it's a
vulnerable.
vulnerability. That's
Thank
that's
you.
what I mean.
Yeah, the vulnerability is one thing that really scared me at the beginning. But I'm sure if I could do it, anybody can do it. It's not easy, like anybody can do it, I would say.
Yeah.
And then to see your book, like that must have been such an incredible feeling, like everything that, you've talked about and shared, and then to actually see it in stores and available to people, that must have been an indescribable feeling at that moment.
Holding it,
Yes.
knowing it's yours. It's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh. That's
Really,
amazing.
to touch it in paper form I cannot even describe that feeling. It was just, I felt like I reached the moon.
That's
I'm
good.
sure you
I landed on the
did,
moon.
girl. You reached it. You
That's
reached for the stars. You made it happen.
And there's nothing like print. There's nothing like print.
Especially because memoirs are very tough. They're a very tough category, especially
Mhm.
because I had so many rejections. They say memoir is a tough category. You need to have a great fan following. You need to have a platform. I had nobody. I had 500 people on my Instagram, 500, 600 people on my Instagram. And Regalo Press really took a chance on me, and they really loved the story. They're really passionate about stories that are intense and that have some kind of depth and value that stories bring to the people. Yeah, I loved working with them.
Oh, that's
I love
great.
that. This sort of segues into, I wanted to ask you quickly. Our next question is, so many women are listening and want to start over, but don't know how to. They feel stuck in their career, stuck in their life in some way, and they don't feel fulfilled. What advice would you give someone who wants to reinvent themselves at any age?
Age should never be a barrier. Like you said, any age, anybody can invent themselves. Now, what I've experienced in my life is sometimes that when things are going wrong or things are not, you feel stuck in a situation. I think that it's for a reason. Like during COVID, I felt so stuck. And the universe was telling me, or God was telling me, it's not the right time to go ahead and do this. Wait, better things are to come. And I think that once we believe that good things will come and we send out positive energy and positive thoughts into the world, it's almost like manifesting, and the world will give back to you. The universe will give that back to you, positiveness. The problem with a lot of people that I see is when they go in and they feel stuck, they're trying to push hard. They're trying to say, oh, why isn't this working? My life is so bad. Look at other people on Instagram. How come their lives are great? It's never that way. What is meant for you will come, but you
Yes,
have to open your mind, body, and soul to really receive that. And for that, you need to be positive and patient.
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
great advice. It really
I
is.
love that.
Me too. Now that we have covered all of these amazing things, our last question really is, you're an author, you're an amazing wine guru in France. What's next for you? Is there a bigger vision down the road, or are you just happy with this? Tell us what's next.
I'm working on a few projects with respect to wine. So more brands will come out in the future, and looking at something more niche and interesting for consumers, more high end is what I'm thinking. So yeah, lots is coming. Yeah, this year is going to be great.
Oh, how
That is
exciting.
exciting. That is so.
Yeah.
Where can people buy your wine and buy your book?
So my wines are available in Ontario at the LCBO,
Okay.
and with my agents, Crew Wine Merchants. My wines are available in India with Sonories,
Okay.
and a lot of stores in Mumbai and Bangalore carry my wines. My wines are available with Verivino in Belgium, and
Oh,
then in Corsica, in a few restaurants and retail stores. And yeah, we're still working on the US market. I'm still working on that and a few other places. So Maldives, there are a couple of people who are buying it. So yes.
all right. Bring it to us.
Especially me. I love my white wine. I am
Exactly.
very excited, Nam, about this. Very
Thank
excited.
you so much. That would be with great pleasure. And the books, of course, are available everywhere books are sold. So online, in stores, everywhere.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. That's so exciting, is having your book in like a Barnes and Noble, a bookstore. It's a thrill.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the most exciting part because Simon and Schuster, they're distributing the books. So it's pretty much everywhere.
That's amazing.
It's so refreshing to hear such positivity, because I feel like there are so many people, unfortunately, that are negative when you share your dream or your passion, and you have people that will say, "Oh, I don't know, it's a difficult road." I've had a few people say that to me. "Oh, it's a difficult road," but that lights the fire even more in you to do it. It's like
That's
you have
true.
to keep going and really surround yourself with people who lift you up.
That's
So
right.
I think that everything that you're saying is so uplifting, and you are just an exceptional example of reinvention, going from basically survival to entrepreneurship. And it's been an honor for us to
Yes,
have interviewed you, truly. So
it really has been. Thank you so much, Jam. It's been great
Thank
to
you so much.
you.
Really, for these wonderful words and really to have me on your podcast and spread the word. This is an honor to meet for me too.
It's all about highlighting beautiful women like
That's
yourself inside and out. So we're grateful for you, and we thank you for your story.